Welcome to our Survivor tutorial. We're going to look at individual challenge number 3. Number 1, Nathan deposited $300 into his bank account. He then wrote a check for $50. Finally, he deposited $20 more. Write an expression that shows the change in the value of Nathan's account. All right, let's dissect this question. First of all, Nathan deposited. What does deposit mean? Am I adding or subtracting? You're right, you're adding. Okay? Then he wrote a check. Am I adding or subtracting? Correct again. We're subtracting. Finally, he deposited. There's that deposit number or word again. And that, once again, is adding. Okay, so now we're going to write an expression. Therefore, we don't need an equal sign. We don't need to solve. So, he is depositing. So that means we're going to be adding a positive 300, right? He wrote a check. So what are we going to be doing here? Subtracting. And then depositing. That's it. Pretty much gave you the answer there because that's all you have to do. All right? Number 2, Dwayne earns $11.45 per hour. Last week he worked 38 1/4 hours. How much did he earn last week? So you need to know how much was his hourly wage. And then what are we going to do? We have to multiply that, okay, because it's per, by the number of hours. There's 2 ways you could solve this problem. You can change the 45 cents, the $11.45 into an improper fraction and multiply it by 38 1/4, change that. But what's going to be easier? Isn't it going to be easier to change it to the 38 1/4 to a decimal? So you should have 1/4 memorized. How would you change 1/4 into a decimal? Well, if you don't remember, if you don't have that memorized, you should know top dog in the house. Okay? So you're dividing 1 by 4. Where's your decimal? If you don't see it, you know it's at the end of the number. Then, snake bite. Add a 0. Now, will 4 go into 10? Yes. Okay. 4 times 2 is 8. So subtract your 8. What's left over? Bring down your next 0. How many times will 4 go into 20? 5 times. So now we can convert 38 1/4 into 38.25 times your 11.45. Okay? And that should give you the total that he's going to earn. So work out the math. Number 3, Nora bikes 30 miles per hour. Eero bikes 45 miles per hour. Nora and Eero each bike for 2 hours. How many more miles did Eero bike? So what do we need to find? We have to find the total miles that each person bikes. So we have 30 times 2 for Nora. Okay, that's going to be her total mileage. And then Eero. Okay, so let's go back and that's for Nora. And Eero, what was his speed? 45 miles per the 2 hours. Okay, find the total mileage. And then the question is how many more? Okay, that's key. What are you going to do? You're going to add those 2 or subtract them? Correct. Okay, you have to find the difference. All right, good luck with that final problem. Number 4, we're looking at a table showing weight losses and gains in pounds for a dog over 6 months. July, we have -3. That means he lost 3 pounds. August, -2. He lost 2 pounds. September, he gained 4. October, he stayed the same. November, that's a November there. He gained 3, and December, he lost 4. So all they want you to do here is graph these integers on the number line. I'll do one for you. So in July, he lost 3 pounds. So I would go to my -3 and put a dot. All right, that's all you have to do is graph the rest of those data points. Number 5. Only 3/40 of the t-shirts are medium size. Write 3/40 as a decimal. So we need a decimal and as a percent. Okay? So how do we change a fraction to a decimal? Top dog in the house. All right? Who's the top dog? Well, the 3 is on top. He has to go in the house. We're dividing by 40. All right, where's your decimal? You don't see it. That means it's at the end of the number. Snake bite. Do you see the snake bite? All right, now 40 won't go into 3, so we have to add a 0. Will 40 go into 30? Nope. So now we know this is a 0 here. What are we going to do next? We're going to add another 0. How many times will 40 go into 300? Well, this is where you guess and check. How many times would 40 or 4 go into 30? Well, 8 times 4 is 32. So you know 8's going to be too much. So we're going to start with 7. Okay? So 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 4 is 28. All right. Now, can you finish the rest of this problem? Okay, good luck to you. All right, our code for your extra points is the word awesome, okay? Awesome. So make sure you write that on your homework and you'll get 10 extra points. All right, number 6. What is the median? Okay? So, mean, median, mode. What does median mean? Right away, you should think median has the D in the middle. What other word has the D in the middle? Middle. So we're looking for the middle number. So from your box and whisker, what should you look at? I'm going to let you work this one out. You should know this one. All right, number 7. What are the coordinates of point P? So look for point P. And let me remind you, X comes before Y, just like in the alphabet. So here's your X axis. It's your horizontal. So look at your X first. We walk before we jump. Then you have the vertical axis is your Y. Okay? So find the ordered pair. Number 8. Write an expression that is represented by the number line below. So the first thing you do is figure out where are you starting. You're starting at +1 on the number line. Okay? And then where do you end up? We use different color. You end up, because you see the direction of the arrow is going to the left at -3. So if you start with 1, okay, what do I have to do to end up at -3? All right, let's see if you can figure out that problem. All right, number 9. What is the measure of the missing angle in the triangle below? All right, so what do we need to know? The sum of any triangle equals 180 degrees. So we know one angle is 38 degrees. One angle has this little square. What does that little square mean? That means 90 degrees. So all you have to do is find the third angle. So these three should add up to 180. Add these two and subtract it from 180. All right, number 10, we're looking at a circle graph. Okay, Oliver's total budget is shown. We have his rent is 35%, his savings is 25%, groceries are 25%, and other is 15%. His total budget is $2,500. How much money does he save each month? So go to the savings. Okay, so we want to know 25% of $2,500. Okay, what does of mean? Multiplying. Okay, what does 25%? We have to change that to a decimal. So don't forget, Dr. Pepper. We want to change percent, which is our P, to a decimal. So you have to move the decimal 2 places to the left. Here's our decimal, 2 places. Okay, so now you have to multiply 0.25 times 2,500. All right, good luck with that one, and thank you for visiting.